I think we're done, man. The concert's over. That was good.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about. It's the Hot Corner. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Hot Corner. Dan, take it away, man.
Hey, guys. Yeah, welcome on in to the Hot Corner, where Giant Sports Talk Live and NorCal Sports Network team up every Sunday night at 8 o'clock to discuss anything hot in baseball. And we'll try and keep it baseball. And I don't know, we got these two guys down below that we might have a little fierce battle going at one point. No, we'll keep it all baseball here and San Francisco Giants. And of course, we'll veer off into some other teams as well as we talk Giants, as we'll compare the Giants with, some of the other teams where we're competing against. But before we do, let us give a shout out to our sponsors of this show. We each have sponsors. We'll give a shout out to Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group, located in Marin, licensed in all of California. Give Chapman Law Group a call at 415-613-9483. Maybe you got an offender bender and maybe you got a little injury or something and you need some advice. Look, give Chapman Law Group a call. It's no cost to give them a call. Consultation's free, and they can help you out in a personal injury situation. Be careful if you got something like that, because you let it go 10 years from now, it might act up on you, and you'll be like, dang, why didn't I take care of that? So give Chapman Law Group a call. And Glenn, you got some sponsors as well.
Doesn't Eric want to do them? Eric loves the sponsors, doesn't he? Or he just forgets who they all are.
That too.
Okay, Tim and the boys over at Signatures for Soldiers, been with us since the very first show we did last summer. We've also got Genesis Gold, IRA.com, Duxwell Printing, who operate in the Bay Area for all your printing needs 24 hours a day, I might add. Who else am I forgetting, Eric?
BetterCreditCards.com, Glenn.
Who?
BetterCreditCards.com.
That's right. And one more, Eric. Jim and the boys.
Yeah, that's right. Lefties
over in Burlingame. You get all your Wilmer Flores autograph material there. Bats, balls, photos. What's topic? Oh, by the way, how are you feeling, Dan?
A lot better. Just weak still, but head's clear. No more headache. No more congestion where I can breathe now, and fever, chills, all that stuff's gone. I'm kind of sweating still because I'm still, I'm just weak. But anyway.
Weak in the knees with this ball club we got coming up. I know. You're weak in the knees.
Yeah. Guys, we're going to get into this tonight. We're going to look at the Giants' first round picks. And, we can go back to the 90s with Sabian's days, but just for kicks, because it's on the internet, we'll go all the way back to 65, 60 Woo! Years. 60 years of draft picks for the Giants, and we'll see how successful those first rounders have been. I'll bet you I'm going to say less than 10 of them. I haven't even looked at it, but I'm going to say less than 10 probably panned out. And then we'll look at the Dodgers too, just to be fair, so we're not picking on the Giants. We'll see how much the Dodgers have done. I'm pretty sure they've done better because I know they've had several Rookie of the Years. But
not even close.
Yeah,
probably
it's
tripled.
Not going to be close.
Yeah,
we'll see. Yes, but what else we got in here? I'm looking.
People are going to want to talk spring training. We could get into it a little bit later.
Yeah, we'll have to talk a little Bryce Eldridge a little later. The rocket he hit yesterday.
Off Mike Fiesta. Come on, Fiesta.
Yeah. Hold on, Graham, you're stealing my thunder. Yeah, I hear you. I'm not going to be a Debbie Downer, but no, I hear you.
Also, we we got a little fun clip we might show. Little dad out there. I think we saw Senior out at the ball field recently, and
I got another good one.
we caught up with Senior as he was. This was before. This was years ago. He's reformed himself, but
it's more like us talking about the Giants than anything else. So
yeah.
All right, let's get into this, man. Let's talk first round draft.
Yeah. You want to pull up I can pull up the list here.
I got the Giants one. Which one you got?
I got both. I got Giants and Dodgers. Pull Wikipedia or
no? You go for it. I actually brought it up on MLB. If you want
right.
to, you go ahead, bring it up.
Here's a list of the first round picks.
Here we go.
And it goes. Okay, so here's the graph. Player didn't sign with the Giants would be green. Purple or whatever that color is indicates a supplemental pick. And then you got 10, 12, 14 player was a member of the championship team. It doesn't really give us anything else. Okay, so yeah, Dirty Al Gallagher. I remember him growing up. Decent player. Nothing spectacular, though. Dave Rader was a catcher that I remember. Gary Matthews. There's your first.
That's a big one.
First success. I would say John D'Acquisto, even though it wasn't a long career, he had a pretty decent career. Mm-hmm. Johnny LeMaster, we used to call him Johnny Disaster as in the 70s when he was playing, 70s and early 80s. Johnny Lee Disaster, number 10. Used to put the on his back in his name, he put Boo, B-O-O, because everybody booed him. At least he had a sense of humor. Mm-hmm. Hey, Ted Barnacle. Teddy, Hall of Famer, Ted Barnacle. You guys remember Ted, right? Out of Jacksonville State. You guys remember him?
Nope.
Not me.
Oh,
nope.
Okay. I don't either. I was just kidding. Mark Cucker, Sucker, whatever.
Cooker?
Craig Landis.
Oh, Craig Landis. Yeah.
I remember that name. He never made it.
He's the son of Old Man Landis. Yeah.
Yeah, he never made it though. Scott Gereltz.
Scotty Gereltz.
Landis is now an agent.
Is he? I'm going to be surprised.
You guys know that? Yeah, Mike Trout's agent.
Is he? How about that?
Wow. Okay. Rick Lucan, I guess he didn't sign with the Giants. Never heard of the guy. Sorry, Lucan. Rick. Lucan.
Mark Grant.
Lou, speak up if you've ever heard of any of these guys. Jesse Reed.
Gary Matthews, the Sarge, Philadelphia Philly. Great. Yeah, I remember.
The only one, really.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's it. So far, we've had what? I would say D'Acquisto and Matthews were two.
Yeah, D'Acquisto, but I think more people get confused with Montefusco, even though they're both basically on the team.
He ended up
and then Scott Gereltz, I do remember Scotty with the glasses. Yeah. He had the dark shades.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Jesse Reed in 1980. Mm-hmm. Mark Grant, he was in that big trade with Mitchell and
the next year after he left us.
Terry Mulholland wasn't bad.
Terry Mulholland, I remember.
Great Giant.
All right, here we go.
2
in a row.
What's up, Mike?
Will Clark, Matt Williams.
Hey, that's pretty good.
2 borderline Hall of Famers. 2 borderline Hall of Famers right there.
Can I ask you a question? And you may or may not know this, Dan or Lou. Was there a change of regime at that 85, or was it after 85? Prior to 85? Because I'm wondering who drafted them.
Al Rosen came in. Let me look up, when did Al Rosen?
What's up, huh?
You know what? Hey, did you guys see the show last night? I got the yearbook here from 21 season ticket holder. I don't know if you guys saw it.
Hey, look at that.
I don't know if you got a chance to see but I was doing a show on Bob Melvin. Will he be a different manager with getting the stench out of the building in Farham? I mean, you literally got rid of the turd, right? I mean,
you flushed it.
If you've ever had a dog crap in your house and you're walking around and you're going, something stinks in here.
Yeah.
And then you're looking around, all of a sudden you see a big giant dog turd and you're like, dang, I knew I smelled something. That's what Farhan was to the Giants.
A big turd. A big dog turd.
A big turd.
Yeah.
So I suggested that the Giants take Farhan's name. Let me see if I can show you guys this out of the yearbook. Take that back. But we have Farhan. Let's see. Okay. Can you guys see Farhan's name right there? Baseball ops. Is it?
Yeah. It's very, very top.
Yeah. I changed it. I said the Giants should just take his name out of the books and just change it to this.
Judas.
Freaking Judas. Just get him out of the freaking books. We don't want to see Farhan Zaidi. Listen, the dude was a Dodger for like 5-6 years, comes to the Giants and goes right back without a break.
Right.
Is that not a Judas? And he and he didn't help us. He made us worse.
Yeah.
If that's not one of the, Judas Iscariot, the betrayer, get this clown out of here. Okay, so where are we going back to the
but don't forget about Farhan Zaidi there, Dan. You can't forget the past. Christian? Let us repeat the future.
Yeah, that's the guy I'm talking about.
I was asking you about who led the way in those 2 picks in 85-86 with Will Clark and Matt Williams.
Who was the guy that drafted?
Yeah.
Let me look. I think it was out. Oh, I had my book.
2 dandies right there.
Yeah, those are 2 good ones, right?
Okay.
And I see Royce peeking in 88 there.
This isn't going to give me a history. I need to pull this up. History of Giants executives or GMs. History. I'm pretty sure it was Rosen. SF Giants. I'm a slow typer. GMs. Okay. Let's see. All right. Here we go. Al Rosen served from 86 to 92. Bob Quinn did those drafts. No, wait. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Tom Haller. 81 to 85. Rosen took over in 86.
Okay. So the end of one and the beginning of another there at the 85-86.
Yeah, I think 86 was Rosen. 85 had to be Tom Haller. Yeah. As we go forward, Royce Clayton, he was a good player.
Yeah, that was Crawford's idol, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
That was Brandon Crawford's idol, Royce Clayton.
So far, how many we got? Let's count back here. We're giving Matthews
4 or 5, right?
Matthews 1.
Scotty
Garrelts 2 successes. Mark Grant, he was a success because they drafted him and then they traded him, and he turned out well. Mulholland was pretty good.
Yep.
So 3, 4, 5, 6. Williams, Royce Clayton, decent. He wasn't a star, but he was good.
He was good.
Dante Powell, no, okay. Matt White didn't sign. Jason Grilly, Fontenot. Oh gosh, where was Joe Fontenot then? How about Jesse Foppert coming up soon?
Jesse Foppert, yeah. There. How about Tony Torquato?
Guys, I call myself a fan. I don't remember half these guys.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't either.
Right. This is the exercise.
This is the episode.
Boof Bonzer.
Noah Lowry. Matt Cain. There we go.
Todd Linden was another one.
Yeah. Matt Cain, success. Tim Lincecum, success. Mad Bum, success. Posey, success.
Nick Noonan.
Zach Wheeler, success.
Yep.
Joe Panic, short-lived, but he was successful. I think that's it, guys, until we get to Ramos. And Bailey, I guess you can count Bailey.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to be able to count Eldridge, but we can't really yet until he really does prove himself.
So like 3 in the last 15 years that we've actually heard of.
If you go to
in the first round, correct.
If you go to 2000, we've got 1 Kane, Lincecum, and Bumgardner, 3, Posey 4, Wheeler 5, Panic 6, Ramos 7 out of 24 years. What is that hitting? A third of the time, roughly? About a third? Less. Yeah. Now, if you get Eldridge in there, which I think we would all say sure looks like he's going to be a success. But let's compare that real quick with the Dodgers just to see. I'm curious, especially since 2000. Yeah, let me pull up the Dodgers here. All right, so there's the Dodgers. We go to 2000. nobody until you get to Kershaw, which was, by the way, Ned's like first year. And then they got guys I've never heard of either. Have you heard of any of these guys?
Never heard of them.
I heard of Billingsley.
Is that Don Mattingly's son?
I don't
Preston?
think so. In 2006, maybe not.
Maybe. No, I wouldn't think
No.
because he was just retired.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. So Seager, 2. Bueller, 3.
Bueller.
Lux.
Funkhauser.
Lux. He did win the Rookie of the Year, didn't he?
I think, right? Did he?
Or, I'm not sure. Can't remember. You Dodger fans out there, did he win Rookie of the Year? Can't remember. Will Smith was a success.
Will Smith.
That's really it. Bobby Miller hasn't proven himself yet. Hope the guy's okay, by the way.
Right.
Michael Bush
was traded.
He might be okay. But look, the first baseball drafting is it's not easy, it looks like. I mean,
Dan, keep going back.
Gamble.
Go back from 80 to 2000 when the Dodgers had all those. Okay, Steve Howe.
Oh, you got
Sosha. I mean, Sutcliffe.
Bob Welch. Sutcliffe.
Steve Howe. Steve Perry, the singer.
Steve Perry, yeah. Don't Stop Believing. There you go. I'm not seeing Darren Dreifert. He was mid.
Paul Konerko.
Glenn Davis.
Oh, Konerko's in there? Oh, yeah. He was a White Sox at the end, wasn't he?
Yeah, Glenn Davis.
James Looney, he didn't really make it. I mean, it's really pretty great. Chris Gwynn, Tony's son.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Interesting. Oops, what do we got here? Uninstall. There we go. Let's get this off here. Why does that always pop up on my screen? Guys, that was Don's son, someone said. Graham says that is
really
Mattingly's son. Preston, or I think his name was.
I know that.
I thought the name Preston sounded familiar, but wow. Lux was not Rookie of the Year, Mark Gray says. Okay. Maybe I'm thinking of Steve Sachs, another second baseman. I think he was a rookie.
And yes, this is just the first round. What we're doing is we're just looking at the first rounds, and we're just getting an idea. How many guys hit? How many guys fail? More times than not, kind of in the history of baseball, it's built off failure. So, and that's kind of what the draft is showing you. You just never know what you may or may not have when you get that first draft. You like to think you're making a pretty damn good decision because, again, it's your first round. So you want to make sure you're hitting on that. Yeah. I mean,
baseball's so hard to project. I mean, you pick a first rounder in football, you generally, there's bad picks. I mean, there's just bust all over the place. But, I mean, man, baseball just seems like it's years of development to get from the minors to the majors, and guys just sometimes just don't have it. I don't know.
Far too often, though, we see a lot of guys who are drafted or come up through somebody's system, and some teams have high hopes for them. And then there's got to be a shotgun involved. There's got to be, running around with somebody's wife. Like example, I was just looking online here. You mentioned Mattingly's son.
Yeah.
Mattingly was arrested in Indiana after he reportedly crashed a vehicle into a median of a highway, then proceeded to continue on damaging the other vehicles. And he went to a dealership and tried to sell the vehicle on the same evening while he was drunk. So I would say his career just kind of faltered.
And who is this?
Preston Mattingly?
It was Preston Mattingly. I said to Dan, and even in in teams in the National League West, there's been firearms, suicides. It's just so much malarkey, man.
But and I think what we were trying to explain, and I kind of was alluding to this. one thing that you should do as a franchise, and I've said this a million times, you got to be willing to move some of these prospects to get legitimate MLB talent. And everything is not, look, there's going to be a few that come through that are going to be absolutely amazing. For example, like Juan Soto, Bryce Harper, maybe Bryce Eldridge. We'll see. I mean, he's looking pretty good. But there's other guys that you could get out there. It's like, you know what? It's okay if we move on from these guys, because if we could get someone that's proven at the MLB level, you should be able to pull the trigger. Everyone
but Eric, you and I've
loves
talked about
those prospects.
You and I've talked about it. The San Francisco Giants, of anybody, they miss the boat. That ship sails every time out on them.
It has been. It has been in recent. So what do you think it is, Dan or Lou? What is it with, we see you had an example of one of the better teams in the National League and the one that's, mid. Let's be honest. And both of them had about the same amount of success in their first round picks. But what is the one thing the Dodgers are doing that's a little bit head and shoulders above what the Giants are doing? They move their guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got Mookie. How do you think they got Mookie Betts? And they develop. I mean, there's
Posing's already come out and said in his early stages of this new career of his that he's leery and what if these guys turn out to be something and you second guess it? Come on, grow a set of balls, and you gotta do the job. You gotta be willing to make a move.
In that respect, yes, you can't put that, you know what you're doing? You're losing leverage when you're doing that. You have to be as I said, the HMFIC. You have to. And
with the Giants, I was going to say, Eric, I think what they need to do with this year, Luciano, Matos, Schmidt, all on their last options. If they have productive springs, either trade them or play them. Don't send them down to the minors, please.
Right.
Because you're just blowing their value. I mean, hey, look, this guy's having a great spring, man. You want him or Chapman? Get him
right.
going.
Yeah, and having the Giants more often than not devalued their prospects by bringing them up, sending them down, bringing them up, sending them down, and then you got to bring them up and hope, like Dan said, hope that you could string something together, kind of dangle a carrot in front of somebody.
Yeah,
you got to be willing to make the move early, or when they're hot, one of the two.
Yeah,
that's the only way you're gonna have some success. Because look, if the Giants aren't going to spend money, then get some damn trades. But if you don't do trades, now what you're doing is you're hamstringing you're shooting yourself in the foot. Now you're putting your timeline rather than trying to rebuild this in 2 or 3 years. Now you've pushed it out to 5+ years because everyone understands you draft. It's not a guarantee that these guys are going to hit right away, and you got to wait it out. So they got to have a plan in place to sit there and go, you know what? Well, maybe we need to do this. I mean, if you have to, steal the blueprint of other teams. Got to take chances. There you go. Why not?
Now, when you move a young guy, like Mark just said, you got to take a chance. It's a risk. Risk can be a lot of reward at the end, right?
It can be.
But Lou, Dan, Eric and I have tried to figure this out now for, about 7 months, Eric? Why do they sit on their hands in a situation like Snell? There's a prime example. The Snell deal, lack of deal. When I would rather, have one in the hand and two in the bush every time. Why didn't they trade that guy?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's
even for a couple of deep prospects. Take a chance because you're not going to get I don't understand. Oh, and again, is this part of the Giants? Well, you've been a good fellow, so we couldn't trade you. We got to keep you around. I don't buy into that.
Lou, maybe you could speak to this. Maybe do you hear anything from the club at all talking about their young prospects? Is there something where they just cannot guys to get a trade?
Yeah, I think it goes up to upper management. I think we fall in love way, way too much. And what's funny is we talk about our prospects. Growing up, it seemed like the Dodgers won AAA every year. Albuquerque. They put Albuquerque on the map. And what did we have? the Giants were actually at that time, I believe, in Fresno, was a AAA affiliate.
With Phoenix
Maybe.
for a while.
Phoenix. Okay. Phoenix or Fresno. And
Yep.
I always remember growing up, Albuquerque always won. We were
The
always
Dukes.
like
the Albuquerque
the
Dukes.
Dukes. We were always like fourth. And the only team that Giants ever won was either Augusta, which was, I think, high A, or San Jose. We never won AAA. We never won AA. I mean, we went like 5 years where we finished dead last in every single one, and that really isn't a job of the prospects. When, again, AAA is different because a lot of guys go up and down, up and down, up and down. But, we haven't been successful. The Dodgers always were successful. Before Albuquerque, they were in Montreal, where now they're in Oklahoma City, I believe, their AAA affiliate, and it's just come to the point, like, Jackie Robinson, when he played in Montreal, even though he was the first African-American, they were still a great team. And if it wasn't for them, they would have never had the Montreal Expos, they say, because, it was a good draw and other stuff. But I just think the Giants overall, and I know the last 5 years have really suffered because the man running it was David Bell, who went on to becoming the manager of the Cincinnati Reds. And I think we probably didn't get anyone really to replace him because we figured it's sort of easy. But I really think it's, these coaches, a lot of times, they always say the biggest step for pitchers are from single A to double A, and then hitters are from double A to triple A. It's such a big different thing because you're playing places with altitude, some places not, it's just overall different. So I really think maybe a lot of our stuff might be, just the overall coaching and the prospects and, the people that we put in charge that said, this guy is the next, and I'll use that thing, Harrison, right? We're bringing him up. He's the next Mad Bum. Why do we compete a guy that's never been in the majors off someone that was incredible for the Giants,
right?
That everyone, does. And I think, if Harrison would have said, hey guys, he's like a Craig Lefferts or maybe the guy Woody, I forgot Woody's name, of that caliber.
Reader.
Yeah, Reuter. We wouldn't have had such a down year. But when you put him on such a pedestal, we expect that. And, these coaches, it's almost like when a guy is dating a girl and guys don't have enough to tell him, hey, this girl's using you. She's not as good looking. Dude, it takes real friends to tell people when they're not as good. And I think with the Giants, just because, they haven't had that many, they put Eldridge, hey, I hope he's a success. And I know we'll talk more about it. But, all these other guys have been failures because we put them on such a big pedestal. Hey, we got very lucky with Timmy. We got very lucky with Mad Bum. We got the freak. But for those three, we probably had 30 guys in the first 3 rounds that aren't even in baseball anymore. So,
Right.
It's just one of those things. I think too many times, I think really the unsung heroes and, Bochy brings it up. When Bochy, when we made a trade in 2010, we got a guy off the waiver wire that really led us to our championship. And what he did is he asked other people, his coaches, hey, how is he in clutch? And they said, when he gets hot, you could ride him for 2 weeks.
You're talking about Cody Ross?
Cody Ross. And they said, once he gets going, he'll go for 2 weeks and he's almost unhittable. And what happened? When he came up, 2 weeks, he led the Giants. Without Cody Ross, we wouldn't have advanced to beat Philly. Plain and simple. He was our guy. The same thing when we made one of the biggest trades that nobody talks about. It's so funny because he doesn't even know why he was called Blockbuster. The first person they went to was Zito. How is he? How is he with the A's? And Zito goes, you know what? I don't remember him much, but every time we needed a big hit, he came through. He came through every single time. And then what did he do? He called Holton, who's the guy for Colorado, the first baseman, also the quarterback for Tennessee. Yeah, Todd Helton. And says, how is he? And he goes, let me tell you something. He's probably this year 20 big situations. He's come through 18 times. And when he told the Giants, if you remember when we got him on that big trade, that really was like, we got a guy from Colorado. Without him, we wouldn't have won anything.
No,
correct. And it's just one of these things where, It's really who you
Studio.
trust. Scudero, yeah. When you make these trades, who you really talk to and everything else. And I think what happens with the Giants is just we just haven't had, because like last year when Farhan was in charge, we had like 30 coaches on the Giants. What happened to just having a pitching coach, a defensive coach, a bench coach, and a manager? We had like 30. We made such a big thing. Oh my God, we got a girl coach. Well, I don't really care unless I know she's helping the team. Who cares if it's a girl or it's a guy? We got sort of caught up in that moment. I'm not going to say the woke moment, but yeah, we had a girl. And now she's not even with us anymore. And nobody even talks about it. But I think it comes down to the coaching where these guys, literally say, oh, he's a first round pick. Okay, well, he's been in the minors for 10 years. Obviously, that was a bad first round pick, and I think too many times we don't tell these guys, hey, you know what? You're not going to make it. Sort of like law school. If you don't pass in your freshman year of law, most likely you're not going to make it. And a good professor is going to tell you, you know what, this isn't for you. And I think with the Giants is we just hold on way, way, way too long. It doesn't really matter if you're a first round pick. You might have been a high school stud, but nobody ever heard of the high school. It's not like it's an SEC school, that has the toughest thing. Or you pitch for Vanderbilt. Or you pitch maybe at Stanford, of that high level. We get these guys that we've never heard of, and a lot of times we've never even heard what the school they're at. It doesn't really matter. But, I think too many times we just hold on to them way, way, way too long.
I like your point.
What I said earlier,
Lou,
Lou,
on a pedestal, right?
What I said earlier, Lou, about making moves and not sitting on your hands. Well, each year we won the World Series. Upper management was out there at the trade deadline and got a deal done all 3 years.
Yes.
Yep. And then, so we got 10, 12, 14, then 16. Man, we were looking good. Looked like we were going back to Chicago for game 5. And why didn't they win? It was plain and simple. They didn't go out and address the situation, didn't go out and trade and get bullpen pitching. And what hurt them in game 4?
100%.
I thought they were going to have to call a peanut vendor to come out and try to get it out. Nobody could get it out. In that
I was there. People forget we were up 3 runs in the 8th. 3 runs. 7 consecutive batters.
I love Bochy, and I never questioned Bochy, but that game I was calling Will Smith. Put Will Smith in, and he never got in to come into that. I think Will Smith pitches that inning. I think
they get out of it.
They get out of it, and they win that game.
God, that was
so underrated too. So underrated pitcher.
I couldn't believe it. It was like because I was listening to it at that time. I was listening to it on the radio, and you hear like you got the sleep. Oh, okay, we're okay. Goes to the bullpen, right? Gives up a run. Oh, goes to the bullpen again. Gives up another. I'm going, what is the frick is going on here? You're down to like 1 run, and then all of a sudden it's tied, and you're like, come on, it's 1 out, man, 1 out. Oh, that was so frustrating. But no,
let's answer Taryn's question. What would be the biggest criteria you'd look for in a first round prospect? Who wants?
Do you guys prefer high school or a 4-year senior, or maybe say a 3-year junior?
Does it depend on what you're looking at? You're pitching or a hitter? Because it's for a hitter, don't you kind of want someone who's done it at the collegiate level? Pitching maybe at the high school? I don't know. That one's tough.
I hate let's get the best prospect.
Yes.
Sorry, that doesn't really thrill me. Forget the best prospect. Give me the best position player.
I think what I'm looking for, if I see somebody with tools, what are their tools? Do they have 4 tools? Or they have 5-tool player? And then I want to say, okay, if I think this guy's close to a 5-tool player, then I want to look at his competition. Is he facing equivalent because he's in a small high school division and he's equivalent to facing, freshman pitching, and he's a senior and he's got guys that are, just like throwing it up there at BP? Or is he facing some stiff competition? I've heard Ned say that it's very difficult to judge high school hitters because of the talent gap. I mean, I also think you got to look at the players. You got to watch every move, not just not just you don't want to watch just because I've actually gone out and practiced scouting myself, just for fun. I've watched some local high school, and I'm just looking at them. And if I see somebody that I really like, I don't watch them just in the back. I want to watch them how they walk off the field. How are they going with their teammates? Are they sitting by themselves, or are they talking to guys? Are they leading? Because most of the time, if a guy's a real stud, he's kind of the leader, and you see that in him. And you want to see, is he a prima donna, or is he really, just confident, and he's picking everybody else up? And then you watch his glove work, you watch his practice, and he's taking ground balls in the infield. Is he hot dogging it, or is he really disciplined? And you're going to start to see little things like that. So if that's a high school, a college, I think it's a little easier because the competition's better. And you could, if you've got you got a great hitter. I mean, what the other thing is with the Giants when they drafted Eldridge, it wasn't just that he was playing high school. He was playing the top high school players with this kind of circuit, whatever they go on.
Traveling team.
Best, the best. Team. Yeah. And now you're getting top competition, and he was crushing it. I think the Giants, if I got to give the Giants credit for one move, whether it's the director of the farm, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name.
Kyle Haynes.
Kyle Haynes. I don't know if it's Kyle Haynes or if it's Farhan, and I got to give Farhan credit. The best thing they did was make Eldridge a one-way player and screw the pitching, focus on your hitting. That's your strength. And that was a great move. They didn't drag it on. He's still not, he could still be pitching, right? Now the guy's on the doorstep of making it to the major leagues. I think his bat's going to play this year. I do. His bat, you guys watch baseball. I don't have to tell you guys anything. This guy has the tools to hit. I don't know if he makes it as a position player and he just becomes a DH. I like what Senior said on my show last night. I think he should be in the outfield. The guy's got a cannon of an arm. He can throw it, and he's an athlete. And, why not put him in the outfield? His value goes up even more as an outfielder, a corner outfielder hitting 40 plus bombs. You're talking, you're talking 30 plus million right now. I mean, if he was eligible and he was, let's say he does start hitting, I think the guy, if the Giants play it right and they don't screw it up, I think he could be a rookie of the year and be an MVP candidate before age 25. I really do.
Could.
I think this kid can hit. He's going to have a little bit of struggles, but he's got a very compact swing. So he doesn't have that big looping swing that's going to get him into long slumps. Because you get that big compact swing, that's a hole. Guys, pitchers figure that out and they go, right, okay, pitch him, up and in. Is he gonna? But Eldridge has this short, compact swing, and he's 6'7", and he's got a quick bat, and he has massive velocity. The guy's bat. I mean, did you guys hear the sound the other day of his?
It's pretty loud.
The home run. Oh my goodness!
I agree with Dan. I agree with Dan wholeheartedly. I think you've got to have when you're gonna size up a player for the first round, you got to go with somebody who's not cocky but mature. Maturity level, maybe above the rest. Then I think you got to go with a guy who's got size, but also he's got athleticism. Size and athleticism that play out together. They match each other. Then one more that I never would have thought to say on the show. We recently had a scout on the show, and he said, if you are going to draft it, you can take all of the intangibles off the table. You cannot draft a player in the first round who is too good to be a first rounder. He's got to be coachable. He can't be. He can't be. I'm the cock with the walk. He's got to be coachable. If he's not coachable, he ain't gonna succeed.
Yeah, because you're gonna get humbled quick.
Absolutely.
So those are some factors that I would say come into it.
And it's
but
tough
you see that, don't you? You see that with Eldridge. He's got the size.
He's got the maturity.
And yet he's athletic. He's got that athletic. And you said the swing is beautiful.
Yeah, and you make a great point, Glenn. This guy has all the reason in the world to be arrogant and cocky, but he's not. He's confident, though. He says he thinks he's the best player when he goes out, and that's what you want. But he's not being a jerk about it. And he's got even his maturity level is beyond. I mean, Will Clark was amazing, right? I mean, Will was Will was a character because I still remember the 87 season. I don't know if you guys remember this. I wish we could play it. But this guy's voice, you remember how Will's voice would crack, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, you're a stinking second-year player, dude. He's like, and they won the division on the last day of the season in 1987. And remember the Gary Park. I remember and Will Clark dropped an F-bomb in 1987 on the
live.
Leave it to Will.
Okay, real quick before we start getting into this, and Lou, you're gonna love this. You'll understand.
Hey, I just wanted to say one thing. I just wanted to say two things. First of all, Dan brings up a good point. He might be an outfielder. I think a lot of people of our generation remember probably the greatest hitter of our generation was Tony Gwynn. He was an outfielder. He only played first base when he got heavy, and that was because he got injured. But he started in the outfield. And then a gentleman I went to college with was actually a shortstop. And what did they do? A lot of people, shortstop's the best athlete in college. He then became probably, I'd say, behind the greatest reliever of the New York Yankees. But Trevor Hoffman was a shortstop when I was at U of A. He was a shortstop. He used to throw, shortstop everything. But a lot of times you got to put your ego down. And if a team drafts you and supports you and says, hey, you'd be better as a starting pitcher. And he was a reliever. He never, ever thought about being a reliever. He started, but most of the time he was a shortstop. So when you bring up Eldridge, you got to do what's best for the team so you can play, because you got to get the bat on the field. And who knows, maybe since the Giants haven't had a DH since it's been a DH in the National League, maybe he's our missing ingredient. But boy, I'd like to, if we can have a bat and then he bats, say, fourth or fifth, and then you have Schmidt go down from fourth to maybe 6 or 7. Now you have a baseball
I knew someone
team.
was going to take that from me. Farrell, you got it.
Now you have a team that actually can hit in the clutch. It's not, you don't have your probably your 7th best player batting 4th. And, I just think it's all about being adapting, and I hear Jay Farrell. Yeah. Kelly Jansen. Great thing. He was a catcher.
I was gonna bring that up. Yep.
So Pablo was a damn catcher as well. Hey, before we get further into this,
get the super chat real quick.
Oh,
guys.
Yeah, go for it.
Terrence says, I think Posey was looking for players to sign long-term instead of giving up picks for players with qualifying offers so he could build the farm system. Yeah, probably so. I think he decided, he had no choice but to go get Adames. They didn't have a shortstop. Correct. And shortstop's really kind of the catalyst in a way to the entire defense. I mean, if you have no shortstop, you're sunk. And he was the best shortstop available. But guys, I did read a stat about Adames. Did anybody see the thing a couple days ago that said 5 players? I can't remember where I saw it. 5 players that will not have the same years they had last year. And Adames was listed on there. And it said there was a stat that Willie Adames had the most 3-run homers last year of any player since like in the last 20 years, and that he had the most runners in scoring position opportunities wise. He had like 2004. I don't know how many chances it was that he had with runners in scoring position, but the odds of that happening again are pretty slim. So
That's
the fact that he had 112 RBIs, he probably will be lucky to get 90 with the Giants.
Right.
That's a fair
And
assessment. He's
contract
definitely
year.
had the runners on. It
And
probably
contract
won't.
year.
And the ballpark's not conducive to matching that.
Right.
Correct.
Right. And
As far as
Eric,
the
you were
long
gonna
ball.
you were gonna say we were gonna get to something before I wanted to get
Yeah,
that.
before because we're talking a little bit about spring training. I see it in the chat. We're kind of talking about it now. Before we have to do this before anytime we're talking about spring training, this has to be played every single time.
Sitting in here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice.
Allen Iverson, is this? Yeah.
Game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
Okay. There we go. We're talking about practice, guys. All right. It's fun to get excited. I get excited too. Don't get me wrong. It's fun, but it's practice. Let's wait till the games count, man.
I thought of you the other day because you did that 350 home run satire. One of the Giants, we're talking batting practice, and one of the Giants do the first game, they hit 3 home.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Watch him hit 3
Yeah, but
home
people
runs.
get carried away with it. Somebody texted me yesterday because McRae hit a home run. He goes, look at the season ahead of him. So then when I texted him today, I said, 2 strikeouts, right back to that's what we expect. I never heard back from him. So.
That's the thing. Is just look, you gotta temper expectations. It's
A
fun
career
to
is
get
not
excited
made in
about-
one at bat or one game, Eric.
No, it's not. Exactly. That's the thing. And look, at spring training, you're getting ready. Count yet? It doesn't matter. Pitchers could be just working on something. Lou, you mentioned it. Who did Eldridge hit the home run off of? Festa, right? It was a 91
Festa.
and a half mile per hour fastball.
He has 6
He's not gonna
lifetime wins in 7 years.
Look,
and he's
right. You
played
see
with
what
4
I'm saying?
teams.
I mean, you got
And you got to remember, it was the 9th inning, Eric. So
Right.
I think you bring up a great point, Eric, is remember, the batters had the advantage until probably week 3, because most of the pitchers are trying to get their arm strength. They're working
Yes.
on certain pitchers.
Yep.
You know, and I'll bring back probably he did win us the World Series. Without him, we wouldn't have done it. But Nick Zito in 2014, or was it 2012?
12.
Was it 2012? His ERA
That was
was like
last year.
69. He was 0-4
Yeah.
with an ERA of like 69. He couldn't get anybody out. It was so bad. The Giants lost the first 3 games at Colorado. They had nobody else, so they put Zito out. And what happened? He pitched a 2-hitter because he said,
Right.
hey, I was working on pitches, but it was still all about confidence. You know, the other thing, too, is when I follow spring training, because you got to remember, most guys don't even have their name on the back. You know, you might be going against guy number 72 who's only pitching because they might have split squads. You know, a lot of people in the chat didn't mean, if you don't go down to spring training, you don't know what are split squads. Well, they have other guys, so you can have actually 2 games so people can get more at bats. Also in spring
Right.
training, sometimes if a guy's coming off an injury, he might lead off every inning. You know, a lot of these things are exhibitions. They're not real games. So with all this said, you know, all these fans, guys, can you guys name me one team that had the best record in spring training and won the World Series? And here's another thing. Does anybody remember what the Giants' record last spring training was?
Nope.
Because it
Because no one
doesn't.
cares.
Nobody
guys-
cares. So
you
just
guys
everybody
remember this
just
guy?
relax.
You know what I do care about spring training? You talk about the pitchers who just kind of limbering up, so to speak, Lou. You see our old buddy, Eric, you see our old buddy's out already.
Ramos, is he out?
Verlander, he's out already.
What? He is?
Yeah, Verlander, he's got the same injury as Ramos.
What's Ramos got? I didn't hear about Ramos.
I
They're
don't care
out.
about this.
What? You didn't hear that?
Hold on. I'm going to have to look it up now.
What's up
Yeah,
with Ramos?
I got a message earlier today that Injury update. Here we go. Let's see. Justin Verlander is currently out with an oblique strain, which will likely keep him out for a few weeks. Well, we're just getting going. So if we're just ramping it up and he's already hurt.
I haven't heard. Who's
Eric and I have our sound effects for that one. I usually play every night.
Wow,
And
Ramos oblique.
Ramos expected to miss maybe a few days.
Fitz, same thing. These guys are not in shape coming in. And I'm sorry, you got to be swinging the bat a few weeks beforehand. You can't. Hopefully, that's crazy. So Fitz,
I'm worried when a 42-year-old is hurt in the second week of camp. I just see bad things happen.
Oh boy!
I don't see Verlander. I see Elliot Ramos has oblique tightness. He's going to miss a week.
Oh, Verlander's pitching tomorrow, Toby Fuentes says.
Yeah, I think he's
I just got the message this afternoon. Justin Verlander, currently dealing with an oblique strain, will likely be out for at least, I'm in the middle of the small page, so can you see that? About a week, Verlander.
I'm not seeing that. I see Ramos.
That's from Pavlovic? Huh.
Let's see who wrote that story.
I got Alex Pavlovich up, or Pavlovich.
That's from what do you call that app I use, Eric? SF Gate.
SF Gate said that?
Yeah. There are already a few spring training injury updates to pass your way. So there you go. Anyway, bottom line is I don't like what I see from Verlander.
Wow.
The guy's old. The guy's. And I don't buy, I just have not bought into the fact that they keep saying, yeah, but he's a teacher. Well, then sign more pitching coaches. Lou was talking about downsizing. I say, why use a roster spot if you're worried about, well, if he's bringing to the table, bringing coaching and he'll teach. Well, then just sign another coach.
Hey, you guys remember Randy Elliott in 1977?
I don't remember him. No.
Spring training. The dude, we were talking about spring training. This guy hit over. He finished the spring with a 547 average, 18 extra base hits, and the Giants put him on the roster, and we didn't hear much after him. He did hit 7 homers in 77, 3 of them as a pinch hitter and 1 grand slam. But he was never really to be heard of. But he was a spring training phenom. He was hitting 643 at one point in his So the Giants fans were going nuts. We were like, this guy's incredible. You know, I'm like 16, right? 1977. Was I 16? Yeah. I was born in 61. So that made me 16. So I'm just thinking, whoa, you know. I'm like Dilly, you know, a little younger than Dilly, thinking, Randy Elliott, we got him. You know, this guy's amazing. Every time you turned on the radio, you were listening to the Cactus. This guy was going 3 for 4, you know, and just hitting the ball all over the park. And he was everybody's, you know, hero. And then Giants, you know, like you said, it's spring training. And we see guys get shelled in spring training, and then they come out and they start pitching shutouts. We see guys opposite that pitch great. They get shelled. Other guys can't hit. They all of a sudden they're bat weight. It's just, who knows? Who knows?
I saw your show the other day, Dan. You said you had you have no issues, no problem with them signing Verlander. Don't you think that this is just this could be dangerous?
Well, think about it this way. Who did the Giants have in 2009 on their roster?
I know who you're talking about, Randy Johnson.
Yeah. Look at the benefit.
He was pretty horrible.
Yeah, but look at the benefit that Lincecum picked up. Mad Bum got a little bit of him. Mad Bum came up at the end of 2009. Sure, he was with the Giants in spring training. You had Kane. I think just the value of a Hall of Fame pitcher and watching their work ethic I mean, you're not going to put him on the Dodgers. They don't need him, right? This is a team that is really not going to go anywhere right now.
Try
So
telling that to some of the fans, though. Jesus.
But I tell you what, here's what I have.
We got the greatest pitching staff in the history of baseball on our channel. I'm telling you, the chat drives me. And I'm telling you, I don't know. They should send out welfare checks on me because they drive me freaking crazy.
I tell you what I have to say about that with as far as the mentorship and what he could bring. I get it. But Logan Webb, pretty good pitcher, right? I think he could mentor to show him the San Francisco way. Robbie Ray has won a Cy Young, right? He should be able to somewhat. I mean,
well,
you see
I think a long-term veteran there's just a way about it. Look at the Warriors with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is 35 years old. He's kind of long on the tooth when it comes to basketball. He's still got a few years left, but he's a guy that is really still sharp. I don't think Verlander's that sharp anymore, but I do think guys are going to listen to him. Hey man, got a Hall of Fame pitcher. I mean, you know who's going to benefit the most from Justin Verlander? One guy in my mind is going to benefit the most. And I'm telling you, he's probably going to be the Giants' ace in a year.
I know who you're talking about. It's a fellow right-hander, right?
Yeah. Hayden Birdsong.
Yep.
He has the stuff and he has the makeup. He has the makeup to actually become like a Justin Verlander. He could be the guy. He could be one of the reasons Buster signed him. He could be like, hey, I want you to just really mentor this guy. Because Birdsong has all the makings. He has the pitch repertoire. He just needs all this up here. And if he can get a guy like Justin Verlander to help him out, it's worth it because the dividends will pay off going forward when Verlander's not even here. So I don't think, now if the Giants were competing for the division and the World Series this year and they've got all the horses, they don't need a Verlander. But I think he fits where they're at.
I don't think they need Verlander. Lou, you go to a lot of the games like me in the past few years. So last year you got to see up close and personal Harrison and Birdsong. So Lou, does it surprise you they go into camp and have already named Hicks as the number 4 starter and having the other two battle it out? What do you think about that?
Well, two things. First of all, I want to say, and this explains the two things, and then we'll talk about the battling for 5th. Verlander didn't even have the Giants on the radar when you hear the interview. Giants weren't even on the radar. I think what the Giants did is they couldn't get anybody else. They needed somebody, and he only cost $12 million. It's only 1 year, and it's a name.
And it came on the heels of losing Burns, too.
We don't really have any other names.
Was it 15 million, Lou, or 12?
15.
I thought it was 50. Yeah, 15.
Oh, 15? Okay, 15. But when you get a Hall of Famer who could probably pick 5 or 6 teams and he goes, the Giants weren't even on the radar. I think he says, I would retire. Me and Kate will move away. If somebody offers me 15, the Giants said, hey, it's 15. Why not? It's 1 year. Let's do it. As for this, and we talk about Birdsong, if I was Birdsong or the agent, I thought Birdsong was the Giants' best pitcher last year. At times, he was unstoppable. People say it was Webb and all that. I'm talking about more domination. Webb, sometimes it's up, down. But Birdsong, you weren't sure what you were going to get because he was new to the league. He had a confidence like he was a badass. I thought he was our best pitcher. Why he's competing for the 5th spot is beyond me. We're already giving Ray off an injury a guaranteed spot. We got a guy that ran out of gas as a number 4. I don't think Harrison deserves to be a 5th starter. I think Birdsong deserved from last year. And I think when you go back, if this was like Bochy, he would have already said, Birdsong, you've earned it. Why would a guy who was one of our best pitchers last year have to earn another spot? What he should do is he should have the spot. And if somebody knocks him off, then that's fine. But it's the same thing where if you're a great player and you have an injury, you should still have that spot when you come back. And that's all I'm saying. But, the other thing too, guys, is with the Giants, nothing surprises us anymore. Glenn, you were talking about Verlander's already injured. Well, of course, these are the Giants. That's why when me and Dan talk, we all talk about Eldridge. we've heard this before. Knowing the Giants, something will happen. I hope it doesn't, because we need a name, and it's going to make our shows even funner if he comes up and he kicks ass. But with the Giants, we're not sure because his defense is so bad. Oh, well, now we realize he can't hit the like Chapman the ball away. Something's going to come up, which won't be surprising because it's the San Francisco Giants. Remember, nothing like it. Year 3.
Yeah. I'm just surprised that you go to, like I said, I don't want to discredit.
No, I go to the games, and Glenn, I go to the games and I speak like a fan. I've been kicked out of my seats. I've been told by Larry Bear, what the hell are you doing with a Dodger fan? I've been told everything. The problem is too many people sit on their thumbs and they expect, since they paid money and they're sitting by the Giants dugout, and Larry Bear's on the other side dugout, you can't stand. I get in the dugout and I scream at these son of a bitches. I tell Duvall, what the hell is wrong with you? How in the hell are you not fucking pissed off? And ball players are like saying, hey, sit down. I go, no, I'm not sitting down. He just gave up 3 runs on 5 hits, couldn't get anybody out. And this is our stopper. This is the best we have. This is pathetic, right? I go, I could see this in San Jose, but these are the San Francisco Giants. And then what really gets the people pissed off, the Giants players, is when you say, I'm so glad I came here to see the Dodgers, or I came here to see Philadelphia. And I'm sitting by the Giants dugout. So, they see me all the time, and usually they'll stare at me and I go, hello. And the one time I bought 2 Dodger fans with me, it was a friend of mine, and they were wearing Brooklyn Dodger stuff, really cool merch. And Larry Bear goes like this, oh my God, they're sitting in the front row. And I go, Larry, 20 games below 500. What do you expect? $5 on StubHub. This is the best I could get. And Larry Bear got all pissed off. Well, hey, these are my seats. You don't complain when the Giants are 50 games underneath. I pay for my seats. I can do whatever I want as long as I'm not out of the realm. But it's okay to be a fan to scream at these players. Everyone goes, oh, well, he had a rough day. I don't care. When I come to the ball game, I want my team to perform like professionals. If not, they're going to hear me. And the best part about it is when they tell me, hey, you shouldn't say it here, I'll go right down, because that's where the Giants go into the dugout. So they get to see me twice, not once, but twice. And I'll still scream at them.
There was a day you used to be able to take your signs over in Oakland. You were able to take your sign. They won't let you take anything, no cardboard signs. You can't make your little signs at home. It's all banned, man.
No, and Glenn and Eric, Dan knows the story. I was at a place.
Lou, I'm gonna wear a wig, so my hair's down here when I wear my hat if I sit next to you. So
no shit, right? I'm gonna.
They don't recognize. They
don't
recognize me.
I've said to Eric countless times on this, usually at the beginning when we started doing our channel, I said, I'm going to have to go in disguise because people are going to start over the organization. They might recognize me, but all I do is yell and shit on the team. They're going to be like, I said, Eric, I'm going to get barred one day. They're going to be like, your ticket's no good here.
You're a fan.
Can you imagine us 4 sitting in the front?
Yeah.
Within the last 2 innings.
And then Eric and Glenn, Dan knows the story. I was at a place called Tommy's Mexican on 24th and Gary. And this guy came up to me and goes, you're a Giant fan. And the guy was a complete moron. And he bet me $100. And I go, why don't we do it 500 for charity? The Giants were guaranteed to win 90 games. And he goes, well, what do you think the biggest problem with the Giants are? I go, it's pathetic. The Giants are so pathetic right now. He goes, the only thing is they're giving away these Hawaiian T-shirts that are made for midgets because they only have extra large and large.
True.
An average guy, they never have anything. And the other thing is I go, why are they giving stuff away for only the first 20,000 when they're expecting 40? It's a joke. People go in the early, they check out, and then they sell them on eBay. And the guy goes, well, dude, that's how it is. I go, no, it's not. That means the Giants are being cheap. So at this time, he goes, we made a bet. We got signatures and everything. We bet $150 worth of tequila shots or margaritas. And this guy's girlfriend, I didn't know, is the VP of merchandise, right? And then they said, hey, what do you think about the Giants pitching staff? I go, a bunch of frauds. I go, Harrison, guy's overrated. And then they said, what about that guy, that young guy, Tristan Beck? I go, the guy's always injured. The guy pitched 3 games this year. The guy's always injured. He's too goddamn skinny. So
good on you.
I'm being honest. I don't know who this guy is.
They can tell me who they are. I still say it.
Yeah, I walk away. I didn't know one of the guys there was Tristan Beck in a sling. He was injured. I didn't know the girl was the VP of merchandise. I didn't know this guy that bet me, was the guy's girlfriend. And the owner of Tommy's goes, hey, Julio goes, hey, that girl works for the Giants. And that's Tristan Beck. I go, well, if I knew who they were, I probably wouldn't have been honest. But being a fan, you got to be honest.
I would have been.
I told Larry all the time.
You just told us you were on point. You just said Tristan Beck. He's always hurt. And then you tell us he was in a sling.
In a sling. Enough said. So when I see Tristan Beck going, I go, hey, Tristan, I don't know if you remember me from Tommy's, but I hope you're doing better. Good luck. I'm going to be a good guy, but I think too many times the Giants fans are like the Niner fans. They fall in love and they're not facing reality.
Exactly.
Dan's a huge Niner fan. He admitted the Giants, the Niners had problems. He thought they were going to be this way. He thought maybe his heart was a little bit bigger than his predictions. And he admitted, hey, we need help. Next year, I'm going to tell you the same thing, but it's the same thing with the Giants. He's always been honest with the Giants. He tried, being a fan, that's what it's all about.
Daniel, I don't know what you're stinking talking about saying that Bear was me as a Dodger. You don't know what you're talking about, Daniel. Get out of here.
Twiggy alien there. Oh, look at the boiler. No, I take that back. Oh,
oh man. That was a piece of work, huh? Isn't that a piece of work? I wonder who was behind that shit.
I wonder.
I have disagreements at times here with Lou, but Lou, I appreciate, man. Tell it like it is. You got to.
Well, I think I showed a thing today to Dan and Eric and Glenn. You guys would love this, and it's all over the internet. And it's due to a baseball player that didn't ask when they won the World Series, are you on live? And he told, the real thing. And now the fans of the Dodgers get asked the questions. Do you think the Dodgers are buying the championships? Do you think that it's unfair what the Dodgers are doing? And you know what the Dodgers fans' motto is?
Huh.
We don't give a shit.
Exactly.
Until you knock us off, we don't care.
Exactly.
The Dodgers are paying all this money. First of all, it's not our money. Right?
It's always unfair when they're kicking your
ass
ass
right now.
It's always unfair.
And right now, you know what? Everyone's going to be upset at the Dodgers or the big guys, but guess what? They're going to have the best team for the next 6-8 years. Nobody's going to remember 8 years what they're doing right now.
I went 10 years.
Well, we're going to go at it again. I can't believe the way this draft is. You guys, every freaking draft. 3 leagues Will and I are going to be played in. And
3.
This is was first year was fantasy football.
Oh, that's right.
And then last year and this year. And we
are
the
always
way the draft, the snake draft, he picks in front of me, I pick in front of him, the whole draft, back and forth. And it's going to be hilarious.
I like the way, you know what? I was the first to criticize, and I take it back, and I throw a bouquet to Eric. I was getting ready today for my Stratomatic season. And now that I look at the way you've got the stats laid out, I like it.
Hey, how about that?
Flavor the flavor. I'm not coming in like that with too many,
Oh, look at that! I know.
Bouquets for you very often.
Like this.
Yes,
but
we're gonna do a roto league at NorCal. We're gonna do.
Oh yeah, when you guys better get on it, man.
We're gonna get on it. We're gonna get it going here in a short while, but gonna be a little bit higher entry fee. I'm trying to get guys to see
you're going to
who
go
wants
bigger,
to go.
huh?
I want to go. I'd like to go 200 personally, because then
first
the winner
and second only. That's the way you got to
third's
do it.
gonna get third gets their money back.
Their money back, and if you go to a point where you give up, you got to pay the team, the rest of the people. So if you have 8 people and one guy goes, "Oh, I don't want to do it anymore because I'm dead last," he's got to pay a fee too.
A penalty.
You got it. Yeah. Because it's not fair if some guy at the end's not playing anybody and it becomes a hassle.
Wow.
You got to
Have
be in
decided
it.
how you're going to lay it out? Is it going
We
to
ran into that a few times last year, though. Were there people, they didn't even put a lineup in against me one week. I won by like 200 points.
Dan, it got like that in football too. Remember at the end, people weren't even freaking playing.
Yeah.
I'd rather lose and compete than like the guy
in
that put in. There were 3 nights a week. He had 2 players. It's no fun.
Yeah. A $200 league would be pretty fun because that's $2,400.
That's awesome.
And that would give you, I think you could go 1,700 to the winner, 500 to second, and 200 to third place.
For the third.
Yeah, get your money back. But it would be kind of either 16 or 1,700. I think that makes somebody really makes it really, it's a lot of work to go. I mean, I think I won last year. What was it, $200 or something? I didn't even care really about the money. It's just fun. I'd probably be the same way if it was $0. It was just because I'm competitive. But this year, as my name says, a softer and kinder Dan or whatever. I'm gonna not be so crazy this year.
Nice.
I'm gonna save my
opening day.
Until the draft when I make trades on the draft.
Dude.
I'm trading my draft
on the draft floor. Yeah.
Hey, are you going to do it like a 5x5, kind of similar to last year? Is that how you're going to do it?
Yeah, 5x5 or 6x6.
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 Yeah.
Maybe
I'll get some input from some of the guys who play, and it'll just yeah. So, and I don't want to put, if I do a limit, maybe it's like 100 moves instead of 62 or whatever we had last year.
Ooh, I see.
I don't know how to move. People just got to pay attention.
Or you got to add more roster spaces. That was a big
yeah.
That was terrible. Yeah, one guy hurt. Then you write your max roster. That was crazy.
I do like the way you have it set up with 3 NAs, man. I know somebody's going to draft Eldridge early.
Oh, I know somebody is. I know it already. Yes.
But remember, he won't be on the roster until he's at least played one day.
Mike, second round.
Second round, they pick Eldridge. You're like, what?
That's good. More, hey, pick. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Nice.
Who's gonna jump and get Eldridge?
Oh, dude, this is gonna be. I cannot wait.
Oh wait.
Where do you see this draft? You must know by now, Dan.
Los.
Yeah, checking in from Japan.
Los is in Tokyo, right outside Tokyo, Nyoko.
Nice.
How's it going there, Los? We can have Los jump in actually from Tokyo. Give us a, he can. I don't know what kind of internet he's got over there, but
Dan, I hope you got your vitamins in you by the time we have the draft over there, man.
It's going to be a long draft.
36 rounds, 12 people. We're going to be there for at 1 minute a pick. If it was to go a minute a pick, we're there for over 7 hours.
Where is when is the draft? 14th or something like that?
The 14th, yeah, Friday, 7:30.
Okay. Oh, we still got 3 weeks then.
Okay. 2 days before
March,
before the field gets picked. March 16th is a Sunday when the field for March Madness is picked. It's a big weekend for you guys. Friday, the draft. Sunday, March Madness.
Wow, there we go.
Can't wait.
Oh, it's a good thing I'm not doing it on Sunday. Good.
Will, I love that March Madness.
Is Will serious?
Last year.
Is Will in the Philippines?
No. Wait, who?
Will B says.
No. He's talking about how you would act during the season.
Oh, that was bizarre.
I'm at the airport getting on the plane. Pick me up at the Oakland airport. We'll work out a deal. Remember that?
That's fun.
I should go through the whole season and just no trades at all. No one's gonna make any deals with me.
No,
don't worry. Nobody's going to.
Will B will make trades.
There will be. There'll be.
I went public on our show the other night, Friday night, and I said, well, Dilly was on. I said, nobody whose name starts with the letter D is
I tell you what. That's one thing. One thing about Dilly, he is confident in when he picks his team, he rolls with them.
I think I finally made a deal with Dilly toward the end of this before the trade deadline. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
It was a decent deal for.
Hey, that's
Oh,
fine, man.
Gilly locks up the team like Fort Knox, man. He will not.
He's confident, man. There's nothing
I
wrong
made
with that.
him so many off. I just gave up.
Mike says he's not making any trades with me, but he will when he's in
Yeah, they will.
11th place and floundering and needs help.
There's nothing wrong with that. You were in 11th place and floundering last year.
Yes,
Look,
I was.
look what
I know.
happened.
And yeah,
I
and you
had
freaking.
I had to trade my way out of it.
Yep.
Yeah. What did you think of that? Do you like the point way we're doing it? I did not really like that.
The points
Oh.
instead
I
of
didn't like the way 12 and 1 to 12, because like when I traded you Otani, if you don't have balance, you're screwed. You could have the most home runs, the most base hit, and lead 3 categories and finish last.
Yeah.
It's better to have a team with everybody's getting 8 points than 10 and 11, and you got no. I had no stolen bases, no wins. I like the points. Eric's doing a good job.
How many Dodger hats have you seen over there, Los?
That's what I was just going to ask him. How many Dodger
I bet he's seen over 100.
Not
I
one.
bet he's seen over 100.
At all.
No Tokyo Giants. Interesting.
Now, Los, get me a Tokyo Giants hat, please. I will.
What about the Yomiuri?
Reimburse. Where are they playing now?
Yomiuri, right?
Yeah, give me one of those. Do they have a Tokyo Giants hat too?
I'm not sure. Oh, look at this. About 500.
Oh, about 500 plus. Wow.
That's nuts.
It's basically, LA West, right?
It is.
LA
bandwagon. Get
Yeah,
on
it
the
didn't matter.
bandwagon.
I was in Mexico in November, and everybody had a freaking Dodger hat on.
Oh,
They're
that video
everywhere.
of
Terrible.
my neighbor who was a manager. Oh, you guys remember that? We can't play that though, can we? That was hilarious. My next door neighbor, literally next door neighbor, we used to talk all the time, was the manager of the Seattle Mariners,
Right?
2008, and they had a good year in 2007. He was named interim manager. They finished second behind the Angels, and his name is John McLaren. Just look up John McLaren.
John
YouTube.
McLaren, wasn't he? I believe he was with the Blue Jays too.
Yes, he was with the Blue Jays.
He's with the Jays back in the Cito Gaston era.
And
Cito.
he went on a tirade at a press conference, and I knew what he was going through because he was so stressed, and the team was just losing like games. And effing this, we're trying, he just lost it. And it wasn't but a few weeks later he got fired. I felt really bad for him. And then, he came home, and I didn't see him come out for like 2 weeks. He was just stuck inside, but he coached in the World Baseball Classic. And anyway, he's a good guy. And I felt really bad for him because he got the one chance. And if this is, again, the Mariners didn't move on. Didn't wait. Look at the Giants.
If you're not going to play it, I'm watching it now. It's up there on the YouTube.
Yep. It's hilarious.
People who know how to get their job done. Oh, this is beauty. Sounds like me, Eric.
Damn.
Oh, he walked away. He left. He walked away. Jesus. Oh, it's great. I love that fiery stuff. That gets me going. I love it.
Oh, the best one. The best one is the Hal McRae. Have you seen
it? Or a phone.
He hit somebody with
the
the
chair.
phone.
Oh, he's just throwing stuff.
Oh,
that was
great.
hilarious. And then I love it. This is a great time. How about you remember the whole ordeal with the guy what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. The second baseman that played for the Phillies, and then he got to the Dodgers. The dirty player.
Oh, Utley, Chase Utley.
Chase Utley. He slid into the Mets and he broke the guy's leg.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then the next year that they threw at him, right? Do you
First
guys
game of the season,
remember-
or was it spring training? I think.
No, it
the
was a
first
regular
spring training
season game.
Regular season,
No, it
they
was
threw
a
right at him.
regular
Yeah.
season game. They threw it and they missed him. They threw behind his back and they tossed him. First pitch of the game, Syndergaard, or one. And you've got to listen to the manager of the Mets. I'm forgetting his name. Terry
Collins. Terry Collins.
Terry Collins. And then the umpire says, "You got to listen to me. We're in the jackpot, Terry. You had your shot, Terry." No, he didn't. Have you seen it, Glenn?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Not that long ago. A few weeks ago, I watched that one.
It's
As a matter of fact, don't they have it to where they recreated where they had the umpire and Terry Collins discussing that interaction? I think they did.
I think so, yes. That was just one of the greatest baseball moments. He says, "No, I didn't get that."
Have you guys ever been to a game live when there's been that dramatic of a dust up between a manager and? Because I went to one about 8-9 years ago in Winnipeg. Sold out. There was about 18,000 people there. And do you remember Butch Hobson?
Yes.
Don't know Butch.
The Red Sox.
Butch was the manager of the visiting team, and I'd never seen anything. See it on the YouTube or on TV is one thing. I went, this guy's a fucking loose cannon. He took the second base out, and then he gave the second base to some guy in the crowd. He took off with the base, and then the ushers were trying to get it back. Then the team didn't have an extra base to put in. Oh, it was beautiful. And then he ran down the line and he got the rake and he started raking the field. Oh, you guys got to see the play better. I'm going to rake up the field. They couldn't get him off the field. He wouldn't go home. They're like, you got to go. I ain't going nowhere. The bus doesn't leave till 11:30. Oh, he was nuts. It was great.
Maybe the one better than Terry Collins was Earl Weaver with the umpire.
Oh, Earl,
he
was abused.
You're terrible, Earl. Yeah, that's right, Earl. You suck.
Yeah. Remember his gum came out and it and
You touch me.
Well, look at the military haircut he had on him.
Oh,
I do remember one game I was at Candlestick, and I was fortunate to see this guy get tossed. And he had to walk down all the way down to the right field line where
is he a second baseman?
No, it was
for
Tommy.
the Dodgers.
No, Tommy got tossed, and you're in the third base dugout at Candlestick, the visiting team, right?
Right.
And the clubhouse is only on the first base side. And so the visiting team, they all walk all the way across. And oh man, Tommy just, and
did you notice they had to put up a special freaking like a shade that would come out?
Yeah.
And it would extend out. So they get stuff thrown on him. And they did that specifically for freaking Tommy. It's funny. My dad took me to one of my first games in Candlestick, and it was the Dodgers. And he told me, he goes, "All right, watch, son. When you see the manager, his name's Tommy. When he comes out, they're gonna give him some shit." And lo and behold, and he played to the crowd. He was bowing, and dude, it was just fantastic.
Oh, he's got some doozies up there. Check him out, guys, on the YouTube. Anybody in the channel who likes that kind of thing.
Kurt Bavakwa.
Bavakwa?
Lasorda got into a big one with. Lasorda got into a big one with Youppi. He took on the mascot in Montreal one night.
Yeah,
it would be good just some night to do a show. Don't even worry about monetization.
Just play it.
Just play all of Tommy's tirades and Earl Weaver and Terry Collins, and just play all these bloopers. I mean, it'd be like just. We had an album as a kid. They put out sports bloopers, and there was this one blooper. I can remember it. I still, I was probably like 9 years old. My brother was playing it. It's an album. It was, a big 33 album, and we're playing it, and we're listening to the bloopers. And this guy's like, these were live calls. You can appreciate this, Glenn, as a sportscaster. This was live calls on radio where guys made mistakes, and the guy's like, He should the 10, the 20, the 30. He should the 40, the 50. Look at that son of a bitch go. This was in like the 70s, probably. So, I mean, you know, this is. Oh, it was.
Did you see what happened in
crazy.
hockey the other night? John Boy there was a guy sitting on one of the benches, and a puck comes flying in, and he's live on air, and he got clobbered, and all you hear is, "Oh fuck!" Oh, dude, it was incredible. Oh, he got clobbered.
Never used to hear anything like that back in the day. Now,
Here, I'll find it.
geez, just watch Family Guy. It's just the whole world's changed like that.
Yeah. Eric,
Here
the
in North
hockey,
America, it's not as bad. I watch Australian rules football. Love that sport. I got the package on my dish. And over there, the announcers, it's pretty much that's how they get their ratings, man. You watch the prime, like watching a game here on NBC. They're on Channel 7 in Australia. And, oh, the cheeky little freaking bastard. Oh, you fucker. And I'm like, now that's the way to call a game.
Here it is,
That's
right?
the way to call a game.
Real quick. This is fantastic.
and this is not the first time he's been hit, by the way.
Yeah, this was the second time I think of the game he got hit. Here we go.
Oh,
Hold on. You're talking.
was it the broadcaster?
Here in the opening, and Razor just took another one,
Yeah, that guy
and that was a
right on the
rocket.
bridge of his nose.
Doctors checking Razor out very quickly. That was close to.
Oh my
You
goodness.
could see him. He's right here.
Yeah.
Right
Above
there.
above the
Wait a second.
Here in the opening period, and
Whoops.
And he got
You
hit
know
earlier
what?
this year.
Yeah.
He was on that guy who got hit. He was a goalie for a team I used to broadcast for.
Oh, yeah.
That's Daryl Ray. He was a goaltender in Edmonton's farm system, then went on to the Hartford Whalers. That's Daryl Ray, the Razor.
The razor.
That's
Well, there you go. Right on the bridge of the nose. No wonder he let out.
And the best is they show him about 20 minutes later. He's got a big divot, and he's still doing the broadcast of the huge thing. Hey, I
Oh,
just want to
hockey
say,
guys.
I want to say two things. First of all, Daniel Severa. Yeah, I did see the game last night, but when you give up 94 points at home, you don't deserve to win. But yeah, it was horrible refereeing, and that guy's horrible. I've screamed at that guy at a USF game. Damn. But probably the best thing I've been to was when Bryce Harper got hit by Strickland. I was at the game, and it was sort of crazy because when that happened, you know, of course, now Hunter Strickland didn't get the worst of it because now he's pitching with the California Angels of Anaheim. So,
Right.
you know, and you got a guy that he thought he was better, gave up the longest homer I've ever seen in the playoffs, then got hit again, then he hit him, and then he wound up going with the Angels. That's pretty brutal. But you know,
yeah.
it's a
Michael
call for
Morris,
another
man,
thing.
his career ended on that day because freaking Shamarja came flying in with a spear,
Yeah.
concussed him.
Yep.
Can you see Mike? Can you see? I got Jeff up on the wall there. There he is.
Yeah.
Might have been one of the worst picks of all time. The Giants did.
No.
Loved
I
him
think you
as a
guys
football
like that.
player.
Here's put the spotlight on my boy up there. You see my boys up there?
Oh, geez. Here we go.
There he is.
I am-
Freaking Flores.
There's Wilmer. I got a 9-foot Wilmer up on the wall there, just right where he belongs, right there.
Hey,
I
Glenn,
think
I
Dan's
will,
got the same. Don't you have the same poster, Dan? Oh, it's not a poster; it's a print.
Yeah, that's a 2012 World Champs.
yeah.
No, the
The Golden Gate.
Golden Gate.
Oh.
He's got.
Oh.
He has this.
Oh yeah, that's.
I got the Golden Gate. I saw it in your show one night. I go, I got that same one.
That one over there.
A little bit
Yeah.
different.
No,
There it
mine's
A
mine.
little different.
Dan, mine's bigger.
Yeah.
Glenn,
Yeah.
me and Dan had.
Oh, she said.
Me and me and Dan had a show the other night where we had to come up with what was it? Out of sight picks, Dan. What was that again the other day?
What the bold picks?
Yeah, bold picks.
Bold
And
predictions?
my bold prediction, I was the first one up, and I picked your boy hitting 25 to 30 homers.
No, you said 30. 30
Eric's
homers.
got him down for 20. I've got him
Down
for
for 20.
32.
I said 30, and I go, he'll come back. But then it got worse because I said Flores would have 30, and then Dan said late night would have 40 homers and 40 stolen bases.
Oh, what the hell is that?
Mine was satire. Come on.
He said satire, and then Dan said it was AI
He would be a
speaking.
free
It wasn't
agent
him, it
and
was
sign
AI.
I said he'd sign a 5-year, $400 million contract too. Lamont
I should
Wade.
ask Grok. Should I ask Grok how many home runs? Flores?
Yes. I want to
Hold
hear
on,
what
let's ask
AI Grok
Grok. Let's
has
see
to
what
say.
Grok says. Hold on.
I want to hear it.
Oh, well, we deal with, we hear all kinds of stuff on our channel. Gregory says, not a doubt in his mind that, was it McRae steals 40 this year. I said, I'd be happy to get on base 40 times. Jesus. Yeah.
He might be
Oh
just
my
based on
God.
playing appearance.
Okay, here we go. Holy crap, man. You want to talk about who gives a shit about us? We're obsolete, man.
Let's hear it.
Wow, look at this. Look at this dissertation they got on here. Predicting exactly how many home runs Wilmer will hit in 25 is tricky since it depends on a lot of factors like his health, playing time, and performance trends. That said, we can make an educated guess based on his past. Then they go on into his past. Boom, 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 boom. So factoring a healthy recovery and a return to a platoon role, I'd estimate Flores could hit 15 to 18 home runs in 2025. That's a middle ground between his peak of 23 and his injury plague low of 4, assuming he gets decent at-bats and stays on the field. What do you think? Does that sound reasonable to you?
Nope.
I think that's about right for Flores.
No, he doesn't have to be on the field. He's going to DH. That's good enough. Let him.
I think what they mean beyond the field is just available.
Oh, then he's going to get a lot more at bats.
Not if he's not injured. We'll see. He's 2 years removed from 23 home runs. And he's what, 30? What is Flores? About 33?
And he only played, how many games did he play? He had 23 home runs, played half a season, though. So I say he's got more pop than people.
Where's that where you can find, Eric, all those stats when it talks about bat speed and all that?
Oh, Baseball Savant.
Can you pull that up? Because I don't know if it's due to his knee that caused that, but his bat speed was
bad. It was bad last year.
And that's the first thing when that goes.
He had no lower half.
Yeah, he's playing hurt. Come on.
Yeah, right. I know.
I was there that afternoon. Military Appreciation Day in San Diego. Eric, I was sending you photos of the whole upper bowl. You can tell you're in a military city, right? San Diego. The whole stadium was all in military garb, and then there goes Wilmer. I'm like, did you see that? He's like, yep.
They always do it the fourth Sunday of the month when they're home.
Do they?
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's do this real quick. Again, it's kind of subdued because he didn't play enough, but there's his bat speed. Yeah, that was pretty damn bad. Again, injury plague. Let's see what they had. Listed?
Or is gray mean
It's gray. It's not. It's somewhat there, but not really because he didn't have enough at bats.
Tell him to give me a call.
Okay. Let me see something. There's 2015.
And a great photo of him. Trying to get the outside pitch. I mean, look at that. He's leaning over.
Oh, that's watching the Grand Slam go in Cincinnati. Boom.
They didn't have bat speed back then. 2019. I got to let it go all the way through. I'm going to see what it was in 23.
Yeah, that would be good to see.
Barbecue.
21. 22. How come they don't got bat speed in there? There it is. No, his bat speed was low in 23 as well.
Really? What was it?
5. Look at that.
Oh. I don't read anything into that crap anyway.
Okay, so maybe
now he squares them up.
Yeah,
he squares it up. He hits the sweet spot.
Wilmer.
But he is definitely a pool hitter. That's all his home runs, either left or center.
Hey, look at it this way: he hits 30 home runs. We'll be winning more games. That's all I worry about.
That would be good. That would be good. We'd love to be wrong.
A lot of runs because we don't have a pitching staff. That's my one worry.
I think
pitching stinks.
Dan, can I just say something, and Eric and Glenn, about Justin and Kyle? Me and Dan are 95% sure we will be at Petco Park at Petco, seeing the Giants and Eldridge live at Petco Park. So we'll be there. I love it. You guys keep talking about the Padres and everything, but Petco's, we're going to be in August. The Giants have a Wednesday night game and then a day game on Thursday.
Ooh,
yes.
Let's go to that one. Let me look it up.
August
19th and 20th. Yeah.
So
and then unfortunately, Eric, we're going to have to go down and visit Del Mar Racetrack, obviously.
Oh, yeah, it must be tough.
Town. Because what's funny is the Giants play the Padres on that Wednesday night, Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Dodgers come to town. So it should be sort of chaotic in San Diego. We rocking.
Yeah, I bet.
Senior asked, do I think that can Eldridge be an outfielder? Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
I think Eldridge.
By the way,
corner outfielder.
I got a small clip. Senior sent me this. Again, it's the MLB draft spotlight. And again, it's just a small clip here where he's talking about the outfield. You want to take a listen?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Let's hear what this guy says.
I know you've dealt with some small nagging injuries this spring, but when you're at your best, you're in center field, you're manning this part of the yard. I think not enough is said about your ability to cover center field. And I want to give you the opportunity to speak on how important it is for you to continue playing the outfield and kind of throw away these narratives that, eventually you'll have to move on to the dirt.
Yes, sir. Well, I mean, I know I'm athletic enough to be out there. I haven't got much experience this year, obviously, just because, like you said, there's an injury nagging on. But, I do play first base really well. But I see myself, 100% being in the outfield next level. People might not think a 6'7" guy can run or move, but, I can move very well for my size. I'm athletic. I'm really trying to get, that part of my game down in the outfield. I think next level, I think it would be more realistic being in the corner outfield spot. But keep moving on my journey in the outfield. Haven't got much out there this year, but it's going to be good in the future.
There you go.
Wow.
He feels confident about being in the outfield. And again, this is before the draft.
And he played center field before, so that's tough. I mean, center field's not tough. It's probably I think it's in the easier outfield positions to play because you could see the ball much better where, than you can coming off the bat. You see it. So you're able to, but he would be able to play a corner. I mean, come on. Look at what the Giants have put out in left field over the last several years since Bonds left.
20 different players in 20 years.
I mean, they've had Michael Morse out there.
In 2014, Travis, a first baseman out there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
how many games do you think Lamont plays out there this year?
Oh,
I don't know what they're doing.
So
I don't understand. I don't understand the idea of Wade playing in the outfield if Yaz is on the team. I mean, unless they're going to start this platoon crap, which I don't understand, then who's playing first base?
Exactly.
So I don't understand their thinking. It's really, yeah.
I know. I often say to Eric, this team always seems to be, whether it's dumpster diving or the lineup, they're always trying to reinvent the wheel when they don't have to.
Right.
Mind games and tricks. And I wasn't joking. I said to Eric, I went to a game 2 seasons ago, I believe, in August. I don't know if you were there that night, Lou. It was Metallica Hat Night.
Yeah, where they sing the national anthem. Well, they do the guitar version of the national anthem.
I got my Metallica hat.
Freaking awesome, too.
But there were 7 guys on the field. I really never... I said, what is this? What is this? It was Meckler's first game. They had a shortstop I'd never heard of that night. I didn't know anybody on the field.
Glenn, Giants baseball. Nothing like
it. There you go.
So Eldridge today he pinch hit and got a hit, 1 for 1. Adames was 1 for 2.
McRae struck out twice and had a walk. Oh, I did get a message back. I told the guy, he says, yeah, what a year he's going to have. He hit a home run yesterday. I said, yeah, well, he struck out twice today. Yeah, but he got a walk. I was like, oh, just turning a blind eye to reality, man.
Are they trying to do something? They're not going to do the Farhan special this year and put Wade in the outfield so that Jake Lamb can play first base and get another lefty in there. You think that's what they're doing?
Yeah. Well, they've already talked about it. They've already said that Lamont's going to be playing the outfield.
I've heard that, but now I just see that Jake Lamb
he got a hit today, I believe.
Yeah, and they're going to – you watch. They're going to make –
Jake Lamb. Didn't you honestly think – Jake Lamb, to me, would be the first guy cut. He just here.
Yeah, they're gonna end up putting Lamb on this team. You watch, and they're gonna do this options crap. You know what? I'm gonna say that the stench left the building, but there's still some leftover. They didn't put any enzymes on it to get rid of the odor, and that Manayasin is going to do a little bit of Farhanian stuff. You watch.
Well, it's Giants baseball, right, Lou?
He's nothing like it.
If they're going to put Jake Lamb on this team at the expense
of
a Matos or somebody, like that, and they're going to say, okay, hey, Jake Lamb could be or Casey Schmidt. Yeah, Jake Lamb can play first. He could play third.
And they deserve to get what they do.
Yeah. You know what? You're gonna take a journeyman guy who hasn't been in the big leagues for how many years?
He hasn't been in a league for last year. What? Yeah, he wasn't in last year, right?
Yeah,
2.5.
Yeah, 2.5 years.
And we're gonna and if he gets,
but he's not tired.
Yeah.
Oh, he's. That's the other thing we were hearing, right, Eric? They're coming. He's in camp and he's in the greatest shape of his life.
Yeah,
you kick my.
How come Chapman, did he not play yesterday or did he?
No, he didn't.
He didn't play today.
Did he play today?
No.
He didn't play yesterday.
I'm looking here at the box score.
No, the vets are slow.
Yeah, geez. So they gave Luciano a little run in left field. He was 1 for 1. And Carcianone in left field. Interesting. Can we just play Matos and Luciano and let these guys really get some at bats and Schmidt and let's see what they can do. I mean, I don't know. Gosh,
been saying that for a year.
Jeez, I was trying to look up those bloopers and I couldn't find the videos of them. I saw some pretty funny ones, but in writing that I read, but could not see the trying to find some of these videos. But
I used to go on your show, Dan. What did I always call it? Gimmicks. I don't like gimmicks.
Yep.
How many 2 years ago? How many freaking bullpen games did they throw? It's one of those records that will stand the test of time.
57.
Jesus,
it was so many.
Oh, this is great. This is hilarious. I got to show this to you. This might be this. Oh, wait, where did it go? Shoot. Come on back. That was too funny. Oh, man. Let me see if it just left.
What's that line I use, Eric? And you always laugh.
Which one?
One of my go-tos, and you're always like, or you'll say to me, say it.
Amateur hour.
Amateur hour. There it is. I haven't broke that one out in a long time. Freak it. This team is amateur hour. Yep. I think Lou's got a good handle on it. Right, Lou? Giants baseball.
Nothing like it.
There you go.
I've never heard a team with 2 losing records and they keep the same slogan. That right there just tells you a lot.
That tells you how cheap they are, man.
And I tell you what, isn't baseball full of superstition, right? So get the hell of that shit out of here, man. If it's all about the superstition, if it hasn't worked in the last 2 years, hey, let's try something different.
All right, check this out, guys.
And Lou talked about the giveaways earlier in the show, the Hawaiian shirt and all the bullshit they give away. And I've got one of everything at home anyway that either doesn't fit or is made like those Hawaiian shirts. They're made like cheesecloth. They just rip. They just shred. There's nothing to them. They come in that bag. I think the bag they clean.
Oh, those things. Yeah, they come in that stench of a bag too, the smell and all that. Yeah. Check this.
But then you've got what kind? Whose marketing idea? And I don't understand this. I know it's a fan-friendly market in the Bay Area. But why do you go to if I'm running one organization, why do I go and it's Steph Curry bobblehead day or Steph Curry jersey day?
Giants.
That should be their department, their territory. Why are we promoting? Hey, it's Steph Curry bobblehead. Go buy your tickets for next season.
Because they don't have any stars of their own. Nobody wants anybody.
Yeah, true.
All right, check this. Check this extra point out in looks like a high school football game. Check out the assist by the referee. This is hilarious.
It's
he knocked it off.
Off his head?
Yes. Go back and let me see if I could go rewind.
It's good.
Yeah, that's what happened at the last time. It went away, but it just went right off his noggin and went right into right over the crossbar.
Nice.
I was a field goal kicker, and I never had that.
That's
fortune.
a hell of a shot. That's like.
But I did my sophomore year. I got called up to varsity, right? And I'm kicking field goals, and I got these seniors. I'm this little wimpy kicker, 155 pounds, sophomore, and I'm kicking the field goal. I don't know what happened. It was practice, but I hit our center's ass about 5 straight times. Man. I'm telling you, it got in my head. They say kickers, it's all in your head.
Saying that. I've been hearing that rumor about Dan for a year. Can't get it up, Dan. Can't get it up. Can't get it up.
But I was gonna say, wouldn't you fault the defensive linemen for not putting their hands up? They should have been able to deflect that. If it's coming in at the damn.
No, I was kicking it so low. I was kicking my center, the snappers.
The line drive right in his ass.
No, but I'm talking about with the video. If all someone had to do was put their hand up.
On that one. Yeah, that one. Yeah, you should. Yeah. But that was just a little glitch. It was one day, and I just had a bad day. I just couldn't. I don't know, but never had that problem again. But
hey, Wilmer. Hey, Wilmer's here.
Yeah. So.
Well, it's that time tonight, guys.
Yeah,
I gotta get out of here.
Hey, guys, one last thing. There was a huge announcement. I sent it to Dan in case he moves back. Eric. I know you're local, so you probably heard about it. But Glenn,
I can pull it up on. Hold on, I can pull it up on Twitter.
Yeah, Glenn, in case the music business and obviously the hot corner's not paying you enough, we have a new job for you if you're interested. I know you love baseball, so Dan's going to put it up. It came out today. They had to do it on Sunday because obviously they need people.
Uh-oh.
This is pretty exciting, Glenn.
Team mascot?
Better.
Oh. Cheerleader?
Oh, no, it must be PA announcer, huh?
Nope, better.
It's better.
Dan got super excited when I sent it to him.
I did, and I posted it on Twitter, and here is the job right there.
Grounds crew.
Apply now.
$920 a week. I mean, they're really, this is where the money's going. That's why they can't really hire somebody. I mean, they can't sign players because, look what they're paying.
Seriously?
It almost looks fake. Must be able to climb ladders. Must be able to 50 pounds. Forklift experience is a plus. Oh my!
The grounds
God.
crew
Must be able to work weeknights and week. So you must be out every night. Every day.
Yeah, you got
a high school diploma. or equivalent, or you can't.
You got to
you
go
can't
out,
do it.
and change the
bases.
second base. I mean, what a fun job.
Like-
That's how desperate they are.
The grounds
Yeah.
crew member is responsible for maintaining the playing field appearance and condition. So you know what I attached to it?
Oh, Jesus.
What happened to it? Why did it go away here? What happened to my?
So what happened to it? Oh, you got to go back.
Let me. All right, I can't play it here, but I did attach this Carl versus the Gopher at Caddyshack.
Caddyshack.
Let me turn the sound down.
$920 a week. That ain't gonna.
Do you guys remember this scene?
Wow.
Oh, that was a hilarious scene, guy. Oh, it's not showing. Okay, I thought I was showing it.
Yeah, it probably opens up in another tab.
Yeah, it opened up in another window. But if you went and checked that scene out, Carl versus the Gopher. There it is.
In the first game.
Yes, that was hilarious. And go check out the whole scene, because it's all about looking for a new greenskeeper, Bill Murray, and he ends up, if you watch the whole movie, he ends up bombing, trying to blow up.
Yeah, blowing it up. But yeah, I figured that was important. That's the best way to end it. So in case we need a little extra money, being a groundskeeper for the San Francisco Giants,
You can't be living in the city playing that much.
I got better things to do than that.
That's ridiculous, man.
You might be able to rent a shack right outside the stadium.
Jeez,
with
yeah,
a
I
sleeping
know.
bag.
Right.
and you probably got to pay to get into work too, knowing the Giants. Even though you're an employee, you don't just get
Sleep in
in
the
free.
shed with the rakes. There you go.
There you go. Yeah,
23 an hour. Wow.
We had to make sure that you guys knew about it.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm screwed. I can't drive a forklift.
Yeah. All right. Well, Eric,
All
take
right,
us
boy,
out
one
of
quick
here.
minute.
Are they going with, speaking of broadcasting, are they going with all the same announcers this year? Any changes there, or they seem to be weaning this guy at AAA? I don't like.
Are they?
Yeah, he does
are
the
they
radio a lot.
FP Santangelo going to do some games? I think again, maybe.
Well, a bunch of road games. They didn't even have any of the guys because what's his name can't even walk anymore. He doesn't do any road games.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's they got to move. Why don't they just do something smart for the Giants? This is it for them, so people get give their regards, say thank you, and move on.
Farewell tour.
Farewell tour, because they're making a lot of mistakes.
Ooh, what a concept! They won't part company. They won't part with anyone.
No, and I'm sick and tired of hearing about the wind direction before the game, where it's going in 25 different directions.
I know. They bring up that graphic. It looks like
all those arrows.
Yeah,
and it's the same graphic every game, guys.
Yeah.
The wind direction. Yeah, that's that. Yeah. Hey, what's the over under on how many Mission Rock speeches we hear from Larry Bearer this year?
I don't think we'll hear any this year.
maybe with Buster in charge. Maybe.
I'm going under.
I don't know. It's still got to answer to ownership. That's their call.
Hey, look at the improvements we made in the offseason over at Mission Rock. We added a slide for the kids over here.
And what's worse about it, and Dan, right now everyone is talking about Chase Center. What they've done there is they actually now have the biggest sports bar. So when the Warriors aren't playing March Madness, you can watch there. So you keep hearing about how positive Chase Center is, that area, but you haven't heard anything about the Giants area.
Nope.
So it's sort of weird, And by the way, they discovered all this money that's there, but downtown is still 38% empty. So it's not like maybe they were just, either ahead of the time, but most likely behind the time, being the Giants. So
Chase Center do a good job. That whole area, every time I go in, or actually last time I went, it was the night, somewhere around December 28th, 29th. Steph didn't play. So instead of buying a ticket, we went in next door, that big restaurant with the letter G on it. When you're walking up to the left, and I just watched the game on the big screen, and we had supper there. And but it's a nice, clean area. You can sit outside, and you've got the biggest screen imaginable. And then I'll go to the March Madness games there.
Graham says he saw the question I asked on MLB trade rumors. Did I ask? Was that recently? I don't recall that. Was that maybe was it me? And what was the question? What was the question I asked? I don't remember that.
All right. The clock has struck midnight for me. It's 12 midnight. I gotta spin a couple of tunes here. I gotta get my show
guys. Good show, huh? Went quick.
Yeah, that's fun. That was fun.
2 hours quick. Are we doing it again next Sunday?
Next Sunday night. Yeah, we're getting closer to the regular season. Jeez, what the heck? That's
you know what? Maybe we could get in a more, identify some players since it's been over a full week.
Next week. Maybe we'll have something to talk about. And I should be able to catch 1 or 2 games this week. The Giants are playing the Dodgers in Glendale this week. I went to look at tickets last night. There are none.
Wow.
Sold out.
Wow.
Who are they playing?
Sold out. So I went on to StubHub and was looking. They're $200-$300 tickets.
They're playing the world champion Dodgers.
Yeah.
The world champions.
There you go.
Los Angeles Dodgers.
And it's a weekend. It's a weekend. There's games available during the week for the Dodgers, but Saturday, and forget it. And I'm not paying $200 for a spring training game. It'll be on TV. I'll watch it.
I said to Eric the other night on the show that doesn't maybe they've changed, but doesn't Kansas City and Texas, they share the stadium?
Kansas City and Texas share Surprise Stadium. Yes.
Yeah. It was a surprise last time I went over there, Dan. I was over at what do they call it? Ho-Ho-Cam Stadium.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the A's played there now.
Yeah, the Giants were playing the A's, and on my what do you call it? The little GPS in the car says you'll be there in like 42 minutes. Yeah, it was a surprise. It took me almost 3 hours in traffic at 4:30 in the afternoon. I'll never do it again. I never want to go back over there. What a
senior with his daily comment about the Dodgers. It's always the same.
But yeah, I was thinking maybe next time we could do that. I'm not talking about the team because after all,
we sitting in here. I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we're talking about practice.
All right, that's what we're going to be talking about next
week.
Practice, yeah. We're not going to talk about the team as a whole. We'll just talk about maybe, hey, this player seems like to be doing something and whatever. Maybe we'll just get into that type of stuff.
Yeah.
All right. See you next week,
guys.
See you, Lou. See you, Dan. Here.
All right. See you guys.
Woo!